Speaking of Simone, she's coming back.
Yeah.
She's going to do the beam.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. What do you think about that, Al?
I don't really know.
So she said she had the twisties, and all the gymnasts are like, "Oh fuck, okay, that's serious." Could be. I don't know what it is. What is it?
It's almost like when you're in a slump in baseball. So it's like it's not that you're not good anymore. It's just you're so in your head that like all your talent is just like gone.
Yeah, it's like the yips they talk about in golf, where you could be fucked.
Same thing.
The twisties, I guess, from what I was trying to read, you don't know like where your body's not doing what you want it to mentally in midair at the peak of the jump, so you could get seriously injured. Yeah. And I think it does make sense that she landed off that one horribly, and then she just looked shaken up, and then just got the fuck, just walked off. Like I think she was like, dude, I think I might have almost just died right there. Like my body wasn't doing what I wanted to. Walked off. Yeah, I don't know if it goes away that quickly though. I'm worried for her.
That's the thing. I learned a little bit more about this. So basically, during qualifying, she was having issues. Like she wasn't performing at her best.
I saw the early part.
This is something that didn't just happen. And leading up to qualifying, she was like, I just can't wait for the Olympics to be over because I want to retire.
Yeah,
she was checked out of it.
She's been checked out, B.
Yeah. So now it's like I get it now. And so that the thing what you said this what's it called? Skips or
twisties.
So it's like you lose your you lose where you are in the air. And so she's been gifted to have that ability since she was 6. Her very first like flip, she just knew how to do it. And they were like, this is crazy. Like no kid has this ability at this young. So she's always been that good and it just came to her. So now to not have it, this is the first time dealing with that. It's like I can understand.
She said it's happened before, and it's been a 1 to 2 week period where it took to get it away.
Yeah, and the other thing that's worth noting with this shit is like it is objectively more dangerous than other sports, right?
Oh, so much more. Yeah.
Like whenever people compare it to like, oh well, you know, this track star ran with a hurt ankle. It's like, yeah, that's tough, but it's different when you're flying in the air.
Yeah, instead of a hurdle, you have to fucking somersault over the hurdle every time.
Yeah. There's not a ton of people that have been paralyzed.
I think people are coming around with her too. I think there was a lot of disappointment initially, and I think people are just kind of coming around. I think that other girl, Suni Lee, winning the all around.
Yeah, that helped a lot.
I think that helped.
And like the team still being pretty successful. I mean, I guess they lost the team gold, but they got like silver. Like the team doing okay eased a lot of people's tensions because it was never really about Simone Biles, right? It was your selfish yearning to win gold in the Olympics and be better than all these other countries.
Yeah.
So, I think that calmed it down.
What Al was saying adds up with what we were saying last week, though, which is she already was kind of ready to retire. She was kind of done with it. Then you got these twisty and you're like, I could die on any jump, and I don't even want to be here. Yeah. I'm done. I'm actually, I don't know why she's competing in this unless this shit is gone.
I think it's kind of cool. If she wins this, then she gets to go out as a hero.
And leave,
Yeah. And the other thing with the beam, I guess, high risk. Maybe they just realized, it's not as dangerous as like flipping through the air, like doing like the vault or whatever. Like with beam, like if you fall off, you just fall on the ground, or like there's something to catch you. They might be able to evaluate the risk and realize it's not as risky.
Yeah, or maybe she's just really confident in that one thing. Right. So I'm surprised that she didn't want to do the floor. Because the floor to me is the one that seems the least risky.
And that's where she has her move that no one else can do.
It's on the floor.
It's called the Biles. I saw her during the warm-up or whatever, like the qualifying thing. But you could honestly see, you were like, oh, I didn't know if it was a mental thing or what, but it was like, she doesn't look like she's, like even the commentators were like, she doesn't look like she normally looks. Yeah. She's still the best, but she doesn't look like she normally looks.
I feel bad.
Yeah. Did we ever talk about the scoring thing with her?
Yeah, like how they didn't adjust it.
Yeah. And do you think that's part of the reason why she didn't want to do the floor? Where she's like, I'm gonna get fucked on the scoring anyway, or like I can't even do the shit I want to do. I'm already pissed about this specific event.
Maybe. I mean, I thought was really interesting was the this little conspiracy theory going around that like the Adderall. Not being able to get Adderall.
I've heard that,
was the issue. You heard about this?
I didn't hear this.
So I guess Adderall is illegal in Japan.
Yeah.
Okay.
So not that it's illegal for Olympic competition, but I think it's just illegal in Japan. Okay. So some people are saying she wasn't able to be on Adderall, and that was, causing the twisties or whatever.
Apparently she's had ADHD since she was a kid.
Yeah. So, and some people say that that's I mean, Adderall's amazing.
Yeah, I've heard.
I know, we all know it allows singular focus.
Also, it is on the banned substance list for the Olympics.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, according to this article.
My understanding was Japan's banned substance, but not the Olympic.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
This ABC News headline just says ADHD meds among common drugs banned from Olympics.
I can believe that.
It's banned from the Olympics.
Because of Japanese laws?
Because it's in Japan, I think, not Olympic law.
Oh.
Go.
Oh, I would also think maybe if she's had the prescription since she was a child, it's like you can go back and make an exception.
If it was banned for the Olympics, then it's null and void, right? Because she's competed once without it before, so it doesn't matter. But my understanding was it was specifically in Japan. And what?
No, because the story came up in 2016 also. It was like a big story in 2016.
That she couldn't take it?
She couldn't get it then also. That's when a lot of these articles about like the ADHD meds with Simone Biles came out.
Interesting. Well,
but I mean, maybe it's both. I don't know.
If you already competed and it worked out fine, then that's just a bullshit conspiracy theory.
Which, to her credit, she's not saying. We haven't heard that from her.
Yeah. I saw one thing in the Olympics that I thought was quite interesting and kind of like indicative of super cuck culture that's going on right now, but I'm curious your guys' perspective. The high jump, you guys are familiar with this event, the high jump. It's where they kind of do like almost a backflip over the bar.
The bar.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I saw this.
And so there's two competitors, right? A guy from Italy and a guy from Qatar. And they've been competing, I think it was like 2 hours or something like this at this point in time. And they both do the same height, and then they both miss the height after that. And the judge comes up to them and he goes, you guys can do a jump off. Well, I guess you guys keep jumping until one misses. Or you got, and then the Qatari guy goes, can we share gold? And then the ref goes, if he wants to. And then they look at each other, and I think they were training partners, so they had like a relationship. And the Italian guy goes, yes, and just jumps and embraces the Qatari guy, and then both of them go, and they're sharing the gold medal. What do you guys think about that?
Weirdly, I wasn't as upset. Initially, I hated it, and then when you said they train together and they're homies, I'm not as bothered, but you just fucking win, man. Just go win. Be a winner.
You know what's interesting?
Does that count as 2 goals?
I think it counts as 2 goals.
Just 2 golds and a bronze?
I guess so. But what's interesting about it is, okay, from like a financial standpoint, they both know that like being a gold medalist is so much more lucrative. You go back to your country.
And there's not that many golds from Qatar, I can imagine.
100%, right? At least ones that they didn't buy. I think, remember, they were like buying weightlifters and stuff like that. Like they would get all these like Georgian from the country of Georgia, like guys to just like go and get citizenship immediately, and all of a sudden
they're doing that for the World Cup. That's going to be out there. They've been doing it for years.
So essentially what I thought was interesting about this and why I understood it a little bit more is in high jump, you're competing with the bar. Not really competing against a person.
Right, it's not wrestling or...
Yes. Yeah. Wrestling, that kind of stuff, like if both of you look like, should we both share the gold? It's like, no. Every day you're training to beat the person across from you. In ping pong, you beat the person across from you. In fencing, you beat the person across from you. It's like your mind is geared towards domination. Whereas high jump, you don't even need the other person to be there or not. Like you could just show up at 4:00 and then try to beat the number, and then you beat it. Sure, if you don't, like you're really not competing against another person. You're competing for this specific height that you're trying to jump to. So I do understand why they have a different camaraderie than other sports, like a tennis, for example, where it's like I am trying to break you. Yeah, I want to break your will, and I want to use mental tactics. I'll use anything I can to break you down, because you're returning something at me that I have to do. So usually at first, my initial reaction, I'm like, oh, this is some bitch shit. I mean, you're at the Olympics. Shouldn't you want to fucking go for victory, go for gold? And then I was like, in a weird way, like, I'm like, financially, they're both going to do so much fucking better. I kind of get it. Am I a bitch for understanding it?
Yeah. I agree with financial, but here's where I push back on that take. Well, he just said, yeah. Here's where I push back on that part about competing. Maybe the greatest winner we've ever had in sports is Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
And he never competed against anybody one-on-one after a tournament. It's golf. I go, you go. I'm going to fucking crush you. Anytime it matters, I'm going to win. Everybody in the fucking field needs to know this. So that's where I push back, because golf is, we might even really call it a sport, but it's the same thing. It's just you and the club, and that's it. Who has the best score?
Question.
Yeah, I just don't consider golf a sport.
If there's a tie at the end of golf, is there a penalty?
No, you keep going. You have like sudden death or whatever. You do one more hole, and then whoever does better on that hole, okay. 1, 2 more holes, whatever it is, they have a winner. Especially like tournament Grand Slams, you're not Yeah, we're not doing majors.
That's a sport.
There's no tie for
But like if a tie and then you just gotta like do a guessing game on kicks to end the game, that's that. That's not really a sport.
Right,
But golf's a sport. I can consider that a sport.
A guessing game on kicks.
Like
that's how soccer is a sport.
It really is. Yeah, it's a good point.
All right, fair enough. But
it is. Hey, that's my homie. And we're both going to make a lot of money, or we could go back and live in fucking wherever we're going to live and struggle for the rest of our lives. If we both get gold, that's great.
And also the game is not how many times you can jump this high. The game is how high you can jump. If you both can reach a certain height and that's as high as you both can get, I understand it, right? Like endurance doesn't really play much into high jump.
Right, it's not really mental.
Exactly. Yeah. Or physical in terms of your endurance. Like, It's not like, hey, we're going to keep doing this until somebody's leg gives out. Right. No, it's how high can you get? Mm-hmm. Oh, you got 9 feet or whatever it is? I got 9 feet. I know I've never done better than 9 feet. You know you've never done better than 9 feet. We both delivered our best jump on the day.
Yeah, I don't really blame the athletes. Like, because in my mind, I'm like, their job is to get gold. And they were basically given a deal where they could get gold. So I'm like, they kind of did what they were supposed to do. I'm more suspect of like the Olympic Committee that's like, we'll just give multiple golds out to whoever wants.
Interesting.
So to me, I think the fault falls on like the Olympic Committee for like devaluing the price of their own golds.
Yes.
By being like, if you guys agree, if you guys can.
There is slight cuckiness to the competitiveness because I guarantee you if we were trying to touch an awning, you want to get higher than your homies. Like, there's not like, oh, we got the same height. Great. Nah, fuck that. Raise it up.
Yeah.
Get a higher awning. Whatever.
Yeah, why do they make it jumping backwards over? Just make it touch an awning. Like, that's the most relatable.
That should be the Olympic sport. Touch an awning.
Like, everybody does that.
That's the Olympic sport in New York.
Yes.
Touch an awning.
That shit. I got that shit. Off of 2 legs or 1. Like, that's always the conversation. Off of 2, you can do it off the vert. Don't step into it. Do it off the vert.
That's true.
Like, that is a way more relatable sport. Jump high. Can you jump high? Good. Hit it.
Like the combine.
It's the combine.
Yeah.
Backwards jump and shit. Like
long arms play in a lot for touch the awning.
That's another thing. Long arms make up for the fact that you might not be able to jump
high. That's your body.
Yeah, that's the advantage.
Yeah.
But yeah, I put it on the Olympic Committee. I don't really put it on the athletes so much because like I get their position. Like, but it's the Olympics' job to push the athletes and be like, nah, we're going until someone wins, and then that's where the athletes gotta be like, all right, I gotta push through.
Yeah, I get it.